Hi everyone! Bad alcoholic character, what to do? Part 2. This is the official name of our video. And between us, crappy alcoholic character, what to do? This is our topic to discuss. Welcome to AB Lifetime, channel on mental health. I'm Anna Bobikova. Please follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And please subscribe the channel if you are not yet subscribed. If you are the one who lives by alcoholic. My husband Jake, he's aggressive when he's sober too. I want him to change. I have to take care of him. I'm his wife. Grace, you need to take care of yourself. First, do you feel safe? It's absolutely unsafe to be with him. You are afraid, you cannot sleep when he's drunk. In the first part of the video, we were talking about if you are the one who has this bad character, you are experiencing these symptoms. What are the symptoms of the bad character? How does it affect you and what you can do about that? So in the second part, in this part, we are going to talk about if you are the one who lives by alcoholic. If alcoholic is your close one, your family member, and again we will be talking about the symptoms which you are experiencing living by alcoholic and what you can do about that. And of course you will see the case, so you can compare yourself and see if it matches your situation or not. By the way, we are talking here about alcoholics, but actually it's about any addiction because the pattern of addictions are the same. It is include even behavioral addictions. This type of behavior could be during the person uses the substances or the person is already in recovery. We are talking about certain type of behavior, so it doesn't matter does he use right now or not. It's about behavior, how he or she acts. Let's see the case. I met my husband Jake 7 or 8 years ago in the church. And you know, he's the best person in the world. He's so caring. He took care of me so good at that time. And now when he's not drinking, there is only one problem. When he drinks, he's so aggressive. Just can we do something about that? Only that part. And you know what? He's aggressive when he's sober too. He recently relapsed. Yeah. So I met him 7 years ago, and we are married for 5, and we have 5-year-old daughter. And he's the best person in the world when he doesn't drink. And when he doesn't drink, sometimes he's not the best person in the world too. That's what I realize right now. But when he is a good person, he is just like 100% good person. I just can't predict that. He is 40 right now. And he can. That's what gives me hope, because sometimes he gets sober and he just recently relapsed again. But I believe he can. I want him to change. I want him to make correct decisions, and his correct decision for him is to choose me and our daughter. I can't believe that he chooses alcohol. No, of course no. He will choose us. That's what I want him to do. And I want him to be back, that Jake who takes care of us when he is full of love to me. And what's happening, when he's angry, he does tell me words. He calls me names, and he tells me that sometimes he can tell me that we don't have sex because I'm fat. And he tells me, look at yourself in the mirror. Did you see yourself in the mirror? That's how he tells me. And it's extremely painful. But I'm his wife. I'm supposed to forgive. So when he is in his binge, I do feel only sometimes unsafe. Most of the time I feel safe with him, but sometimes I feel unsafe and I have to lock myself and my daughter from him in another room because I'm not sure what's going to happen. At least, no, he never did anything physical. He's just yelling, and I have to lock ourselves. And it's only occasionally. It's very rarely happens. So it's most of the time it's safe. And of course, daughter, yeah, and it's safe for my daughter too. You know, sometimes it feels when he gets sober and he holds this sobriety for a little bit, and then I start to feel that he starts to specially find the reasons in me. Like he starts to specially get in the conflicts for me, just to blame me that I'm the reason that he drinks, and then start to drink, and then to tell me that I was the reason that he is drinking. That's what he tells me, because I'm telling him that I don't like it, and he I don't like something, and I tell him, and he tells me that I'm the reason that he drinks. Maybe I am, because I'm not the best wife. Sometimes I'm unhappy and everything. I should be happy. He also tells that he is depressed. All the time he's like, if I tell him something, he tells, don't you see I'm depressed? And then he's like, don't be surprised if I commit suicide because of you. And I honestly am afraid of, because I think he can. And I'm afraid what can happen. I don't want my daughter to live all her life without the father. So recently what happened, he was drunk and he started to yell on me, and I was afraid, and I had to lock ourselves in another room, and I thought at that moment, is it that? I thought this is hell. But I know him from other side. I know what kind of person he can be. And I think that I can return, with my love, I can just return him back, and that how he used to be. And he's my husband, and husband's supposed to make wife happy. Case analysis. What does Grace feel, or what might be symptoms she experiences? She feels extremely exhausted. She has inner and external conflict, and of course, she spends a lot of inner energy on these conflicts. An external conflict, of course, with a husband, and internal conflict with self. She feels depressed and anxious, hopeless, helpless. She might have guilt and/or shame, anger, fear. Somatic symptoms such as insomnia, headache, problems with gastrointestinal tract, it could be ulcers, urinary system can be affected. Women usually go to the bathroom very often. It's connected to the fear. Her life and their family life is kind of going around his life, his plans, his schedule, and his pattern of use. General life dissatisfaction and belief in everything will be good when he stops drinking. She has lack of support, and she has to lie a lot, the people around her. She tends to deny and rationalize his behavior and even her own behavior. She lies to herself. The most important to understand is you cannot do anything about him. All what you can do is yourself. Your life, your behavior, your action, your way of thinking. That's it. And this is your responsibility. It's not your responsibility to change his life. He is decision maker for his life. That's it. If you experience any of these symptoms which we were talking about, what does this mean? Any symptom is signaling you about something. It gives you a signal. And if you do not take this signal and do not make changes, it will signal and signal and signal and signal until, and with a bigger and bigger and bigger intensity. That's why it's usually addiction. It's a big spiral when you do not get, probably 10 years ago you already had all these signals and red flags, but you didn't react, right? So each time the intensity increases. If you feel uncomfortable, it's the signal to make changes. The first, what's important is listen to yourself. All what's happening with alcoholic, with him, it's his zone of responsibility. Exclude yourself from there. You cannot do anything about that. Let's go through the steps, what you can do. First is safety. Just in the case of Grace, we can see that she doesn't feel safe. She and her child, their child. Where you live with your child, this place needs to be safe, period. Her mind game is sometimes it's safe, sometimes it's not. But if sometimes not, sometimes yes, it means it's not. Generally, it's not. She needs to live in the safe place. Got it, right? Not occasionally. Occasionally safe, occasionally not. Occasionally not safe, it doesn't mean safe at all. When you feel 100% safe, then you can start to take care of yourself and start to work on the issue. Clarify everything for yourself. With the focus on yourself, not on alcoholic. Focus on yourself, on your interests, on your life, your direction. What brought you into this relationship? In her situation, he's 15 years older. What is her projection on him? What does she really see in him? This is all issues which she can address when she feels safe and when she can work safely on that. Does she really want to be with this person? Or she is attached to this person by the fear or any other emotions, or anxiety, or the fear to be alone. How did she get into this relationship? What brought her there? Why is this partner? What does she see in this person that she is ready to pay such a price? Humiliation, anxiety, depression, fear, insomnia. What holds her there? Accept all the symptoms. Yes, I do feel scared. I don't feel safe. I do feel humiliated. I'm not happy. I'm all the time anxious. Yes, it is about me. I'm trying to change him, because I think that if I change him, then my life will change. To make all this happen, it needs to be strong support system. Where you can look for the support system? First is you need to have similar interests. In interest, it's not about planting flowers. It's about, in this situation, it's about your state, your condition. So the best environment where to look for support is CODA groups, Al-Anon groups. So there need to be people who were able to overcome the similar problem. When you hear their story, it resonates to you. And you understand, if you share story, you don't feel embarrassed, and you know that these people will support you no matter what, because they experienced the same thing. Then, when you have this support, then you become strong and you can deal with the situation from the strong position. Then you can deal and face your story, what brought you into this relationship. Of course, the story usually comes back to your childhood, right? Something from there, usually mirroring your situation right now. What happened in childhood that you are getting into this relationship right now? Is it your story? Do you really want to be in this story? Is it your life scenario? Or you would like to rewrite this scenario? If you are planning to stay in this relationship, then what are your conditions of this relationship? You would like to stay in them, but only ... right? If only this happens from that side. If you are going to leave this relationship, then what next? This all what you can plan when you have strong support. You understand you're strong enough that you can deal with that. So before that, safety and building this strong support inside yourself and external support. Emotions. Secondary, anger. Then usually when you release the anger, sadness, fear pop up. So this all emotions and other emotions. I'm just talking about 3 main ones which usually you experience. So this all need to be addressed. Anger first, usually it's secondary, and then primary pop up, right? This all need to be addressed. Where you can do it, it's up to you. The best way, of course, is when you are doing it in the groups and with mental health professionals. It's up to you, but again, what is the red flags for you is when you are overwhelmed with your anger, when you are overwhelmed with all these emotions and you do not address, but instead of that you are avoiding them. No, I'm not angry. Yes, you are. And this need to be addressed and this need to be worked out. There is no ways you live with angry and alcoholic and you are not experiencing anger. Right? If you do not feel that, it means that it's suppressed. Then, when you worked out primarily with these all emotions, then you kind of clearing up the space, inner space, when you can start to hear yourself and hear your real needs. So then it's time for you to work on your needs. If you can imagine, there are 2 parts of grace. One part of grace is that part which is codependent, which stays in this relationship and lying to herself, which is in denial, which is rationalizing, which is lying to other people, and makes her forget her own personal interests and stay in the relationship and make the whole family dynamic dance around the interests and the figure of alcoholic. Another part, healthy, strong, which stands up and telling, stop it. Step away from the relationship. Look at the relationship with clear eyes. Look what's going on. This is not healthy. The part which is standing up for her rights. That part which tells, Grace, this is not okay to act with you this way. You should change something. This is not all right. So I'll show you the little demo where you can see these different parts, and then you can recognize inside yourself which part is talking at this moment. Here I will be codependent part of Grace, and here I will be strong part of Grace. Well, I need to stay with him no matter what. I have to help him. This is the disease. I'm his wife and I'm supposed to be with him no matter what. He doesn't realize what he does. This is a disease. What can he do about that? I have to take care of him. I'm his wife. Grace, you need to take care of yourself. First, do you feel safe? It's absolutely unsafe to be with him. You are afraid. You cannot sleep when he's drunk. You need to find safe place. And then there, in safe place, you can think about what you are going to do about that. But safety is priority. You have a child. He's an alcoholic, period. Live your life. You had so many interests. Were you planning to live your life serving alcoholic needs when he's in binge? You're supposed to be a nurse. That was your dream. And instead of going to school, study, and taking care of people with real diseases, you're taking care of him and serving his binge. He can do in his life whatever he wants. And if he chooses alcohol, then it's his choice. You can't do anything about that. If he doesn't choose to live sober life, then what he can do about that? And you can be honest about that. You are the one who is responsible for your life, and now you're responsible for your child. Your life in your hands. What is your mission in your life? Taking care of him? And all the changes are in your hands. You can do it. Go to the safe place and then start to work on your issues until you would clarify everything for yourself. Then you can have a vision what you are doing and what's your life about. And take your time for that. Role reversal. This sounds like real me. Then it's important to work on the interest to self. How does Grace feel about herself? How does she feel being with herself? 101, she and she. Going to the restaurant by herself. Reading a book by herself. Talking to self. Figuring out what are her interests. Okay, of course it's very important about physical activities. Again, to be happy, it is important to stay physically active. And not once a week, not twice a month. So to deal with serious issues in life and be able to overcome problems, the body needs to be strong. So with a strong body, it's much easier to deal with the difficulties. This is the importance of staying physically active. So the best way is to stay physically active is cardio and plus yoga. But it needs to be on the regular basis. Every day, stay active, body is strong. Each day you feel much more happy and able to make strong decisions, able to stay strong for yourself. Mental work, spiritual work, physical work on the body, it all needs to be done on the regular basis each day. And then you will have stable changes, and then you will feel stable in your changes. Groups, individual work, and body work, physical activity. If you have questions, please ask. Do your comments. What did you experience? How do you work on your issues? Please do all these comments. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Namaste.